What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys everything I did wrong when I scaled up to multiple six figures, how you can avoid those mistakes, and how when you're scaling, you can make the maximum amount of profits that you possibly can. So the first thing, and probably the worst thing that I did when it came to scaling up this particular store, was picking absolutely terrible business partners. Well, let me say partner. Altogether, whenever the store was like at its highest scale, there were three of us. So there was me and one of my business partners, who, like, by the way, I'll probably link his YouTube page down below. He's like a super amazing guy that's literally like probably my little brother. And then there was another guy, I won't say his name, but pretty much he was terrible. He didn't do anything he said he was going to do. He didn't actually put any money into the business. He kind of just talked a lot, and we kind of treated him as sort of like an advisor, but he led us in like the complete wrong direction. And because of that, it set us months behind on getting new custom stock, on actually scaling the store, replicating the process. And long story short, we just wasted tons and tons of time with that business partner. If you guys are like putting together like a Shopify store and you're thinking about starting up a business partner, I wouldn't say I recommend it, but I wouldn't say I don't recommend it at the same time. A lot of it depends on like so many different dynamics, like how well do you get along with your business partner? What area of expertise do you have? What area of expertise does he or she have? Like, how does all of that like mash together? So like, luckily for me and my business partner, it worked together amazingly. And like to this day, we pretty much partner on almost everything we do. And that's like allowed us to like scale onto like multiple six figures into stores. But I guess the thing is, you have to treat a business partner like almost like a marriage. Like, I'm not playing when I say I talk to my business partner way more than I talk to my girlfriend. And that's just because like whenever there's like a random idea that pops up in my head, I think about it and I say, hey Alex, check this out. What do you think about this, man? Or like the exact same thing when it comes to him. Whenever it comes to like us branding and scaling out our stores, or like creating a new website, or like getting the right color down on like a piece of stock that we want to get made, any random idea, I pretty much talk to my business partner about this. And you usually spend tons and tons and tons of time when it comes to like picking out a business partner. So long story short, I would absolutely tell you guys that before you kind of just randomly pick a business partner just because they say that they know what they're doing, or because they have access to a little bit more capital than you do, really vet them out, put them through like an extremely strict process, as strict as you possibly can, to make sure that they don't mess up anything else long term with your business. The next thing that I did that stopped us from scaling the store even higher earlier on this year was I did not know how to properly manage a budget. Now you can imagine how like being absolutely broke to making, I think, like 40K in like a month, and this was all like business revenue, it wasn't like total profit, but making like that much in a month was like a huge what the fuck to me. Like, I had never seen over more than I think like $1,000, and at the time it was like 18,000 like just sitting in my bank account, and I was like holy shit, like what do I do with all of this money? So I would kind of just spend it on not necessarily stupid things, but I would like overspend. So like instead of like, usually I was going for the free apps like I usually did. If I didn't have as much money, I would like lean towards going towards a paid app and spend like several hundreds of dollars on a paid app that really wouldn't work, really didn't fit that well for our store. But because I felt like I was taking a proper investment, which by the way isn't always necessarily a bad thing, but it would come down to the end of the month where it's like, hey Cam, you spent like $1,000 on testing apps that literally didn't make us any money and didn't help the conversion rate. It's like, oh shit, like when I was doing it, I wasn't even thinking about it. I kind of just did it. So being able to properly budget and properly set up a profit and loss sheet. So like down below, I'm going to link you guys a profit and loss sheet template. Go on the file section on the Google Doc and then just hit copy. And then you guys will be able to like input all of your own numbers in there. And you'll be able to manually input all of the store's revenue, the money that you spent on affiliates, the money that you paid to your Upwork VA cost, and like pretty much everything that you do on that. I'm going to put it on that file just so that you guys can have it and that you guys can properly manage a budget. And before you guys do that, I always suggest making like expected cost and like expected revenue goals. So like we expect to make, let's say, 50,000 this month, but then we also expect to spend 30,000 this month. What are we spending that 30,000 on? What are we gonna do with the leftover 20,000? And that helps you, I guess, like properly guide everything that you want to do in the beginning of the month, so that by like the 30th or the 31st, whenever you're analyzing, looking back on those goals, you can say, okay, why didn't we scale up this high? Well, what was wrong with this part of the funnel? Why did we spend so much money on this? Why didn't we spend enough money on this? And that's like the more technical side of like drop shipping that I don't think enough people talk about. So that's why I said below, I'm going to link the P&L sheet down below. You guys feel 100% free to use it, copy it, and share it with as many people as you possibly can. I did not private label my brand fast enough. If you guys don't know what private labeling or white labeling is, it's pretty much getting your custom stock and then putting your logo on top of it. So let's say your brand is like, let's say like a pair of glasses or some shades. If you guys notice, just about every pair of glasses that you see have like the logo. So mine say like Kenneth Cole, or they have some type of company's name or organization on there, and that allows the perceived value to go through the roof. So I went from charging probably like I think it was like $15 or $16 for a product, and we could have charged upwards of like $30, at least $25 at like a bare minimum, if we would have quickly private labeled the brand after we saw success with a product. Now, typically you want to be doing, I would recommend anywhere between 20 to, let's say, like 100 orders a day with the single product, like just one product, before you move on to private labeling. If you guys want like the person I used to private label, feel free to just send me a message down on Instagram, and I'll feel free to send you over his information. He's like really, really good quality. It's a little bit expensive, but that's why I say you want to be doing tons and tons of orders before you private label your brand, because long story short, you're able to charge a whole lot more, and usually you're able to keep the longevity of your brand around a whole lot longer whenever you properly set up your private labeling or your white labeling with your brand. So I hope you guys found that valuable at the very, very least. That's probably going to be the end of this video, and like the 3 biggest things that stopped me from scaling my brand up as high as possible. Again, I hope you guys found a ton of value from this video. If you have any questions, like drop a like, drop a comment, and if you haven't already, like subscribe. I pretty much post every day, and I try to post the most value as I possibly can. So thank you guys again.